guys, thank you for joining us. My name's Brandon, and this is my guy Corey right here, and this is the House Divided podcast. Just want to let you guys know before we get started, if you don't mind, just go ahead and hop down in that comment box, hit that subscribe and that notification bell, and go ahead and hit that like button too. You guys are going to like the content that we got coming for you guys. We're new to it, so what do you think here tonight, Corey?
Man, started something beautiful. We're gonna get this job done, man. I'm excited. Um, for people who don't know us, my name's Corey Hilliard. This is my boy B Hill, Brandon Hill. He's from Bartlesville. I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Really from New Orleans, but I live here in Tulsa with my wife, and we have a love for sports. We're gonna connect our talks with you guys and just see where the ride takes us, man. So I'm excited. How about you?
Man, I'm excited as well, man. You couldn't have said it any better. Corey, my man right here, looks like he's a pro at this stuff. This is actually my first time ever doing something like this. So we just got together and we want to bring what we talk about all the time right to you guys. To start it off tonight, though, we are going to get started because we are going to be your football, your basketball, college, NFL, everything. All that NBA, everything. So tonight we're going to start off with some college football because this past weekend, Corey, it was, whoo, can I say the least, it was wild.
Man, that's why you love the game, bro. That's why everybody's been waiting on this. It couldn't have been a better week for drama.
I think one thing that we know coming out of this weekend is that we got Alabama and then we got Georgia, and it's in that order.
Oh,
Disagree,
yeah.
disagree or
No,
agree?
I mean you wouldn't be wrong putting Georgia number one right now because they beat a opponent that was ranked number 11. You know what I mean? Comparing opponents, right? And
Okay.
they smashed them. They look like they didn't lose nothing from that. They lost a lot of guys, but it looks like the same old thing that Alabama used to do, right? When they play in the championship game and they lose half their players and they come out the next year and they just reload. I mean, Georgia's in that wheelhouse now where they can just bring up a whole new bunch of starters, and it's the same old thing. So
And,
I'm
and,
with you. You can put them in any order though, B. You can put Alabama one, Georgia two, Georgia one,
ooh,
Alabama two. But those are the two, and then it's a tier, it's a step down. You know what I
right,
mean? Is that if
right,
that's
I
what you're
would
trying
agree.
to say?
Yeah, it really is. But I think Georgia feels a little disrespected from their preseason ranking of three. I think they're
Yeah,
kind of, think they're kind of like we are the national champs out here, and
champions.
yeah, we did lose people, but like you were just alluding to, they bring back guys, 5 stars, where they got guys just waiting in the helms, just like, hey man, it's your turn next year.
Yeah.
So
You got to
that
think
that's what
most of those guys were playing special teams last year, bro. Most of those guys are playing special teams on defense, and they learned from that class that just all got drafted mostly in the first round.
it's just crazy. But then you have, I mean, to talk about the game that they had, their first game against Oregon, they come out Oregon, the number 11 team in the nation,
Yeah.
40 49-3. I had to look at it again, and I was like, yep, 49-3. Stetson Bennett, say what you want
Bro.
about the guy. One, he's a national champ, and two, he just followed it up with the 25 for 31, 368 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no picks. Another game that I wanted to point out. Let's look here. Just your OSU Cowboys, man. I'm gonna throw you
Oh,
on
we
the
going
spot
there? I
here.
thought we were gonna go like down the. We can start there. The score got to 51-10, and then we pretty much called the dogs off. Now here's the deal. I had to go back and I had to make sure on this. Twos came in, threes came in, and most of those guys are unexperienced, young guys, just trying to get them some playing time. And to be honest, bro, that Central Michigan team's probably gonna be top three in the MAC if they don't win the whole MAC. They favorite to win it. So I think a lot of things, just having those inexperienced guys in the second half. Um, I'm not so much concerned about the final score because in a real game, those dudes ain't gonna play in the second half. You know what I mean? The
That's
thing I'm
absolutely fair.
excited about though, bro, our offense from last year. We went 12-1 last year with a running offense, and it looked like the old offense we had with Mason Rudolph. Brandon Whedon, you know what I mean? Spencer hit 8 different guys, 6 total touchdowns. He looked like a different Spencer Sanders, reading defenses, taking short routes to hitches, slants. He was on the money, bro. If he plays like that, bro, if he plays like that and he don't turn the ball over, I mean, you know.
I mean, we can hope he can play like that against Central Michigan.
Bro, right? Central Michigan, yeah, but here's the thing, man. Hey, let's talk about Ohio State Notre Dame, bro.
That was exactly what I was looking at. That's crazy.
Because Ohio State, that's that next tier, right? If we talking Alabama, Ohio State,
that's that next tier team. I don't think it's Alabama.
Alabama, Georgia. My bad, Alabama, Georgia.
And then Ohio State's a tier niche right below them, right below, like right there. Like you think they could compete with them, but they're right there. So,
what did you think about the game?
I didn't get to watch a whole bunch of it, to be completely honest with you, because as we'll touch on here in just a little bit, I was actually at the OU game. Mm-hmm. So I was pretty worn out from the heat from that day. So I'm going to actually pass this one on to you and let you talk a little bit about that, because I know you got a chance to watch that.
I watched most of it. The thing that surprised me the most as you know, it was a 17-point spread.
Right.
And the thing I was surprised with Notre Dame's defense and how they just shut down the Ohio State offense for most of the game. CJ Stroud looked confused most of the times. He only passed for like 243 or something like that. Now, a big part of that was that star receiver, number 11. What's his name again?
And Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yes.
And Jigba.
He was hurt. He was hurt most of the game. He got hurt in like the second quarter, midway through, bro. He went back out there and played, but he was gimpy.
That was a brutal one.
Yeah, it was an ugly game. And Ryan Day, after the game, said we needed to win a game like that because last year their opener they lost against Oregon. Right, they couldn't stop Oregon, and every time they get in a close game since Ryan Day's been the head coach, they kind of like not performed. Right, they couldn't pull it out. And, bro, to be honest, at halftime, I was like, Notre Dame is probably going to win this game. I mean, OSU could not move the ball. They made it 14-10 when they scored, like, somewhere mid to the late third quarter. And then coming in the fourth quarter, they were kind of going back and forth. And they scored kind of mid to late fourth quarter to put it away 21-10. But I came away more impressed with Notre Dame, bro. For somebody saying, a lot of people saying that 17 points. They didn't look like that, bro. It looked like Notre Dame held their own in the horseshoe on the road, first game of the year, right?
Top 5 matchup.
New coach. Freeman had those boys ready. They were ready to play.
Granted, he was the defensive coordinator last year for him, but new head coach.
On the road at Ohio State.
They usually get blown out. So.
Yeah, that's a blowout game. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I came away impressed with them.
Yeah, no, they typically get blown out there. I'm just kind of scrolling through here. Granted, we don't really have to talk about the Alabama game, 55-0. There's nothing. They're dominant, Bama. Guys,
there's nothing there.
If you live under a rock, you're probably the only one that doesn't know. But Bama's the cream of the crop.
Florida, Utah. Florida, Utah. Did you watch? Okay, so you probably missed a little bit of this one because you was at the game, right?
I didn't get to watch any of it, really.
Let me give you game notes on this. Florida was 2.5-point underdogs at home against the number 7 team. So that's almost a pick 'em, bro. You know what I mean? Score was 19-14 Utah to start the fourth quarter. So Utah's up 19-14. All right, Florida goes down and goes for 2, makes it 22-19 after Richardson makes this insane play on the 2-point conversion. Utah scores to make it 26-22, all right? And then with 1:26 left, Florida scores again, makes it 29-26. Utah gets the ball down to the Florida 6-yard line with 20-plus seconds left, and on 2nd and goal, mind you, they're only down 3. So they kind of played it super conservative, ran the ball 3 times, right, and just kicked the field goal and sent it into overtime. They were going for the kill. All right.
Absolutely.
Utah gets the ball all the way down to the 6-yard line. 2nd and goal, 20-plus seconds left. Interception in the middle of the end zone. Florida picks it off, right, with 17 seconds left. And that's how Florida beat Utah. I was highly impressed with Utah going into an SEC stadium, the Swamp, as a Pac-12 team, top 10 team. They really moved the ball up and down the field. They got into the red zone twice, got into the 10-yard line once early in the game and came away with no points because they went for it. So, I mean, they kind of had that way with that defense a little bit. The score doesn't show it because they only put up 26 points. I will say this for Florida, that Richardson kid, that quarterback, going to be special. He's going to be special.
I've seen flashes of that. I've seen flashes of that last year.
Man. So my takeaway from that game, I wouldn't drop you. I'd move Florida up more than I would drop Utah if I was doing poll votes. So now this leads into my next deal because me and you kind of talked about this before. USC. Let me get your thoughts on that because after you talk about this USC game, me and you got to have a Utah USC conversation.
I mean, I thought they looked stellar, man. I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the press box or the box score right now, and I mean, Caleb Williams, 19 for 22, 249, and 2 touchdowns through the air, no picks, mind you. Right. Okay, and then he had another 6 carries for 68 yards. That's 11.3 yards per carry, average.
Okay.
Come on now. I mean, Caleb Williams was out there just handling things. And again, Rice, yes, it was Rice. So we'll see when they start playing competition, everything else. But week 1, coming away from it, I got USC in my top 10 teams.
They were ranked 14 before it. Here's what I'm going to say.
I got USC top 10.
They did what they were supposed to do. They put a thumping on the team they should have put a thumping on. I'd be more worried if that was like a 2-touchdown game. Yeah. 3 touchdowns on pick 6.
Yep, pick 6. That's exactly what I was just getting ready to say.
Yeah.
Man. And the freshman, Raleek Brown, he looked good. 6 carries, 36 yards. I mean, Mario Williams.
Are you still looking at the
I'm looking at the box score.
What's the attendance on the game? Because the stadium actually looked like they got some juice back, bro.
It wasn't full.
It wasn't full, but it was a lot more. There's a lot more people than they had in the game in a while, especially for a Labor Day weekend.
I would certainly hope so. I would hope so. You know what I mean? I would really, golly, I hope so.
I was just
for Lincoln Riley. For Lincoln Riley's ego and for his sake, man, I certainly hope so.
Okay.
But I'm not worried about
that. Sounded real sarcastic. That sounded real sarcastic, bro.
Never that. Got nothing but the utmost respect for old Lincoln Riley, huh?
Yeah. Well, you got enough respect because off air we talked about you picking them though still win the Pac-12, right?
They are going to win the Pac-12.
Okay, Florida losing to Florida by 4 or beating Rice by 40 points.
Come on, man.
To me, we haven't really learned nothing this first week.
That's not fair, though. That's fair. We haven't learned nothing. That's
what I'm saying. Yeah,
it's not fair to say their schedule though, because you got to play what's on the schedule.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
So.
I'm not ready to throw Utah out of not winning that conference. I'm not ready to just say, hey, USC's going to be the Pac-12 champion, right, after 1 week. And I'm definitely not going to say Utah's not going to be the Pac-12 champion because they went into SEC Stadium and had the lead all the way to a minute and a half left. And should have just kicked the field goal.
Divided.
Let's talk about it. Why not? What's your deal against Utah,
I disagree. I just don't see they don't have a Caleb Williams. They don't have a Lincoln Riley.
I'm not a Caleb Williams.
I'm an OU love diehard football fan, man, but who's the coach? Correct. Who's the coach at Utah? What's his name?
That's where we go.
Utah fans, whoever, please, somebody hop down in the comment box, everything. Leave us. Who is it? I'd love to know. Write that down. Leave that for a later date. That I rest my case, Corey. I'm done.
Oh,
We
my
don't have to
gosh.
discuss. Lincoln Riley can win the Pac-12, man. As
His
much
name's
as I,
Kyle Whittingham.
as much as, okay, there it is.
I think he's sleeping on Utah.
I'd be disrespectful.
If
I'm
Utah
not-
went to Florida and got their bus whipped and it was like a 3-touchdown loss, then yeah. Bro, they had the lead with a minute left.
Man, the only thing Utah's ever done is
2
win
minutes.
against Alabama, win a bowl game that didn't matter.
Okay.
That's all that
I mean,
matters.
Oklahoma fans love to bring up that Sugar Bowl that they beat Alabama in. That didn't
I
matter.
knew that.
They
how did I know
love to
that
bring
was-
up that
was
Sugar
coming.
Bowl, boy.
That was coming. That was
Oh
coming.
man, I heard
knew
about that
it.
Sugar Bowl for like 2 years. I was like, bro, that it wasn't even a championship game.
I knew that
we
was
beat
coming.
Alabama. Yeah, okay then.
That was a championship Alabama team. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about this OU game though, man, because that was. I was.
Tell
there.
me about
That
the
was-
experience. And I heard they did some new stuff before the game, after the game, like singing with the fans after. What you got? Tell me about
Before
the
before the game, man, they all locked arms. They locked arms, all as one team, all the way across the field, and they walked up to it before they did like their warm ups and everything else. And man, that was just the energy in that stadium of just ready to watch some football, man. After everything that had happened, after the coach left us, everything else, transfers, whatever, we were just excited to see some football. That's what every fan that I talked to there, that's what everybody was saying. We're just excited to watch some OU football. And when it kicked off, man, 3 straight drives, touchdown, boom, boom, boom. And it was fast. That offense moves very, very fast. Now, there towards about second, third quarter, that UTEP started picking up a little bit of momentum. And it was kind of like, hold up. But then OU grabbed the reins right on back and just kind of took over. I think it was like 42-10 before UTEP scored another field goal. And then OU scored a field goal. But it was a very hot day. That's what I'll say. Very, very hot.
You look good on TV. Like you said, it was 21-0. I think they had rattled off 10 straight points. And I think last year with Lincoln Riley, I think that becomes a game a little bit more. I think the defense shut it down. They said no more of this. And then from there, it was easy. It was smooth sailing. You could tell the intensity on the sideline was way different.
They definitely
You know
had
what I
a
mean?
different intensity.
They had a
could feel
different
it.
energy about them, bro. I haven't seen that energy in a few years.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but those dudes, they looked bigger. Dude.
They look bigger.
They
didn't
bigger.
look gassed. They didn't look gassed at all.
That man Reggie Grimes, I'm gonna tell y'all right
that?
now, that number 14, he had like 2.5, 3 sacks.
Yeah, that's a grown
Yes,
man.
it was UTEP, but that I'm telling you, that
That's a
dude's a
grown man.
monster. He's a monster.
That's a grown man, bro.
He's about it. To say though, right now, Baylor's probably, they did win the Big 12 last year, so you got to give them their props and their respect.
To beat the man, you got to beat the man, man.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. Now, granted, I'll pick OU all day, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. We're going to take our college football conference picks. The LSU and Florida State game was
let's talk
absolutely
about that real
nutty.
quick.
Man, I was just getting ready to say that was what we were missing. Let me scroll down here, bro. Man,
Bro.
that game right there, I did
Tell-
watch that one. Just the
Tell
last
me
bit
why I
of it.
turned the game off after the muff punt, right? The dude muffed it on like the 5, so they got the ball. Like, this is a wrap. All you got to do is kick a
Right.
field goal, the game's over.
Right.
My brother calls me, and it was like, I can't believe what just happened. This is crazy. Are you watching this?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you talking about the muff punt? He was like, no, they got the ball back and went 99 yards. And I was like, shut up, scored, and then
Yep.
missed the extra point, bro.
That game was wild, dude. I watched just the tail end of it, like I said, but I watched it whenever LSU had gotten the ball and they had to drive down with I think it was less than a minute or a little over a minute left, and they had to drive the length of the field to score.
Yeah.
and then they finally scored. But like it was crazy whenever that guy dove out of bounds and his knee had actually touched the ground. They had to review that play. There was a lot of stuff that happened at the end of that game, and they said that Big 12 refs were refereeing the game last night too.
They were, dog. They were. As soon as they say there was a Big 12 crew, I just put my head down like, come on, bro. They were terrible.
Man, we're
terrible.
screwed.
Terrible,
Sorry.
bro.
Sorry y'all had to go through that.
Hey,
but
man, yeah. Florida State to have the damn ball with a minute left on your own 1 yard line. They ran a toss play, B, and fumbled it. Why are you running toss on the 1 yard line?
They blocked that PAT though. That was
B. All you have to do is take a knee and kick a field goal.
It's all about the ratings, so man, we gotta have the ratings.
Come on, bro. That's the stupid. It's that kind of coaching that's gonna hold Florida State back. If you're a Florida State fan, I'm sorry.
No, I feel you.
I was like, there's no way, bro.
They ain't been the same since Bobby Bowden.
No, shoot, man. Since Jimbo Fisher, since Jimbo and
Jimbo
Jameis Winston left.
Yeah, I got to give Jimbo his credit.
Yeah.
He did win a chip. He did. Okay, that's fair.
Let's talk about these picks.
Man, who you got? Hit me.
So definitely SEC. I'm not gonna say it's 100%, bro.
Oh.
Oh man, I'm gonna go Alabama. I'm gonna go Alabama. Georgia's gonna be there. They're gonna play in the SEC championship. I'm gonna go Alabama, SEC, Big Ten. I'm gonna ride with Ohio State because they get Michigan at home, and I think it'll come down to that game. They'll win that division. They'll play in the Big Ten championship and win. I got ACC, Clemson. I think they'll reclaim their throne at ACC. Big 12. I got Oklahoma State. And then I'm gonna stick with my Utah, man. My Utah Utes in Pac-12 land. I'm gonna stick with Utah.
Okay, man. In the SEC, it's hard. It's hard. Before going into the week, I would have said Alabama, no problem.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But Georgia coming out there 49-3 against Oregon, man, that was. Oof. So I definitely got that a lot closer, but I still got Alabama. Like I got more trust in Nick Saban than anybody else. So Alabama. The Big Ten, I got Ohio State as well. I think that they're the most talented team on paper. Granted, can they put it all together? Yes, I believe that they can, but how good is Notre Dame and how good is Ohio State? Because those preseason rankings, sometimes they don't mean anything until you actually play somebody. And
Facts.
yeah, those you see what I'm saying though? It's
Facts,
like
yeah.
that week one Notre Dame and that week one Ohio State is going to be way different when we get into November when things start actually mattering. So that's what I'm interested to see. But I'm going to pick Ohio State in the Big Ten. The ACC, again, I got Clemson. I just don't see anybody else in that conference other than maybe a dark horse is Pittsburgh. Other than that,
NC State maybe if they get their act together.
I never believe in NC State. When was the last time they did any dang thing?
Me, never.
Never.
Not ever.
Never.
Never.
other than draft a defensive player that's good in the NFL here and there, nothing. Right. I mean, so I got the Pac-12. I got USC, man. Like I said earlier in the show, Lincoln Riley, Caleb Williams, that mixture right there is good enough to win the poo-poo Pac-12. I mean, you got USC and maybe Utah. They lost to the maybe I would call the sixth, maybe the seventh best team in the SEC.
Yeah. It's just a tough environment, but I definitely understand what you're saying. But we agree to disagree.
And you said your Big 12 pick was OSU, right?
Yeah, yours is gonna be Oklahoma. That's fine. I'll say it for you. B's Big 12 pick is the Sooners. There you go.
Boomer all day, every day, baby. That's how it is. So, all right, next.
I got Alabama versus Utah. I'm gonna have to change that, bro. I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna go Alabama versus OSU in the CFP, and then Ohio State versus Clemson.
OSU as in
Oklahoma State, Alabama versus Oklahoma State, Ohio State versus Clemson. I'm gonna stick with Clemson somehow beating Ohio State, and Alabama beating Oklahoma State, and I got Alabama beating Clemson in the national championship.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let that. I like it. I like it. I like it. Oh my gosh.
What?
I love
You look all
this.
surprised. What?
You went all the way out there, Oklahoma State.
Yeah, bro. I'm not right. I'm not getting off that. I'm telling you.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. What do you got?
I got Alabama and versus the Ohio State University. Okay. And then on the other side, I got the game everybody wants to see. I got USC versus Oklahoma, man. Yep. And then I got Oklahoma beating USC, and then I got winning their first college football playoff and leaving Lincoln Riley to never still winning a college football playoff as a head
game.
coach.
Oh
Yep.
my God, the drama.
And then Alabama's going to beat Ohio State. And then I got Alabama over Oklahoma, man. If they were to face, after what I've seen in week 1, I would take Alabama over Oklahoma. Now, they could change over the season. But as of right now,
Okay.
Alabama's my national
So
champion.
we both got Alabama winning. I mean, we took different paths, but
That's yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, we did. So
cool. Early Heisman winners? Or early Heisman favorites after week 1. I mean, it's a small sample size, but who stands
really
out to
is.
you week 1?
Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
But, I mean, C.J. Stroud, too. Granted, you would say he had a slow first half, but, I mean, he ended up 24-34 for 223, 2 touchdowns and no picks. So C.J.
Yeah.
Stroud had a good Heisman candidate against the number 5 team in the nation. So
Yeah.
he out of anybody that played this weekend, he probably had the strongest case, other than maybe a Stetson Bennett, dare I say.
Stetson Bennett's up there. I got the
mean-
kid Richardson from Florida. His heroics in the second half against a top 10 opponent in Utah. I
Okay.
like what he did. So, I mean, Caleb, CJ, Richardson, Stetson Bennett. Nobody else really jumps out to me.
And
Out of
minus
those 4
maybe a
people.
couple bad passes, man. Dylan Gabriel had a good week 1.
Yeah.
He
He
did
had
very
a strong
good.
week 1.
He
Yeah.
didn't turn the ball over.
Yeah. This will get, like I said, week 1. I mean,
Yep.
you
We don't
never
know. We
man.
don't know yet. We don't know yet.
Yeah, we
Until
don't know yet.
teams
But
actually
those are
start
some-
getting
those
into
are some
conference
notables.
play.
Those are some notables.
Yep. I agree. So, all right. I got Caleb Williams, and you got. Who you got?
I'm still going with Anderson, man, the DN from Alabama. I'm gonna stick with that.
You're going
I think he's
defense
gonna
this
show up
year.
in some big moments for them coming up in the SEC. I just think he's on a wreck shop. So.
Okay.
But I like
that.
a CJ Stroud's a close second for me. I got Caleb Williams up there, especially if they go undefeated. He'll be in there for sure, because that's what Lincoln does with his quarterbacks. They're always in the Heisman conversation, no matter what.
He'll get love just for that alone.
Yeah, and the Richardson kid from Florida, bro. I don't know. I like him.
You're high on him.
I'm high on him. I like him.
You're high on Utah, so you're high on him. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, guys, please hop down in the comment boxes like we said earlier. Hit that like or subscribe button. And go ahead and hit that notification bell, because we are going to be posting content, guys. We're just getting started, but we're going to be posting it. So be tuned.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think that was a
All
good
right.
first show, B, man.
I
Good
think it
first
was
show.
too.
Yes, sir. So
I
we'll
think
be
it
back,
was.
Wednesday night, previewing the NFL?
Yep, we'll be here Wednesday night to preview everything that we think in the NFL.